morning. It is me, Natalie Diaz. I am sorry for being 2 minutes late. I hope that I linked to Baby Trend correctly, because that's what I was just trying to do. My phone is being persnickety. It's the word of the day, kids. And yeah, so I'm hoping that all is well on your side. I see that you guys are starting to log in and being there for me. Thank you so much. So I am Natalie Diaz. Today we are going to talk about tips and tricks when you are out and about with your twinnies. We sadly will not be talking about air travel or really train travel. It's going to be like right in your hometown or maybe taking a little road trip to grandma's house. I'm super stoked that our partner today is going to be Baby Trend. And Baby Trend, if you are not familiar with them, is like the grandmama of all twin items of the Baby Trend double snap and go. They've been making that since I think the dawn of time. And it's definitely a twin parenting favorite. So we got a lot of tips for you guys. So if you have questions, shoot them on over to us. Of course, you know I will answer them for you. But just like all of our live feeds, we're going to give you a spoonful of medicine, which is our information, with a little bit of sugar. So we got some prizes. We got some fun. Maybe we'll have a game or two. So I'm going to give you the logistics of today. I am Nat, like I said, I am here in my little tiny studio, but over here to the side is the rest of the universe. So I have my laptop sitting right next to me. Here it is. And the laptop is where Julie is behind the curtain at Oz, as I always say. So behind the curtain at Twiniversity. So she will be fielding any questions that you have and shooting them over to me on my laptop. Just because we often get not too many, we can never get too many questions, but we get so many comments, I want to make sure that we aren't missing anything. So hi Bria, hi Rosa, everybody is starting to join on, and it's very, very exciting. So thank you so much. Thank you, Kristen. I love my laptop cover too. It is my favorite painting of all time. Could you guys guess the name of that painting? What is the name of that painting, right? It has absolutely nothing to do with Baby Trend or traveling, but I'm curious to know how many of you know how awesome that painting is. So Julie is on, as I said, she's going to be shooting me questions over there. There's so many great things that are happening, and I want to fill you in on all of them. So as the day goes on, I'm going to give you some little inside information on Twiniversity as well. So, we have a grandma of twins. So first of all, you know that I want to start off with you guys introducing yourself. Julie, are you guessing or telling me what everybody's guessing? I know you know, Jewel. Yes, Madison is correct. Everybody is guessing my favorite painting. Bonus points if you tell me who painted it and where it lives. It is one of my life's goals to see that. I want to see that so bad. So tell me where you guys are from. That's the first point. I would like you guys to find a buddy like we do at most Twiniversity chats, because Twiniversity isn't just about fun and prizes. It's all about you guys finding connection with another twin parent, hopefully in your area. Julie, are you guessing once again? Jewel, you're not eligible to win prizes, Julie. So if you put down the city and state that you live in, that would be fantastic. I would like for you guys to each get matched up with somebody on our live feed today. And just like we did last time, perhaps there will be a prize for you and your buddy. So shoot us over. Gilbert, I don't even know where that is. Jersey City, holla! To my Jersey folk, I am in Jersey now. I am in Sparta, New Jersey, to be very official. Typically in New York City, but of course we have escaped for the sweltering summer, which has not been so sweltering. Lisa, since you are grandma to future twin girls, I know we have other grandmas on today. Please, please, please match yourself up with other grandmas. That would be great. I know you guys would love that. We have Seattle in the house. Everybody is here. I love it. Okay, how about we start talking about our tips and tricks? But first, I want to tell you that we will be giving away kind of a grand prize today, and it is an unbelievable twin nursery center from our friends over at Baby Trend. Julie's going to shoot a link over to you, and I want to talk about why it's so awesome. It was specifically made for twins. And of course, you know, when awesome products are like this, they just get better, because I am happy to tell you that there is a very important team member over in Baby Trends that is, of course, a mother of twins. So I know that we should be seeing a lot more twin products, or at least having the Twin Mom Eye for additions on the products that they have. So this center that they have has 2 removable rock and play bassinets. It's extraordinary because not only could you use it as a sleeping station, right? So both of your twinnies could sleep side by side, but also you could remove these bassinets and you could bring the babies outside with you, and it's got a canopy so it could be shielded from the sun. So it's really great. Each bassinet has toys on each, and then of course the station itself, which is a large like pack and play. It has accommodations for your twinnies to sleep, but then also has a changing table that could be flipped over. Did you guys see them? Yes, Dave, awesomeness is it. That's why I put the word awesomeness in the title. So it is definitely one of the most awesome things that Baby Trend makes outside of their Snap and Go. They're great car seats. They're fantastic strollers. They have a double jogging stroller. What else do they have? They have a lot of stuff. Baby Trend is definitely one of the go-to places for twin parents to check out some goodies. So Julie's going to be shooting over some links to different products that Baby Trend has that we think you might be interested in. But they are our sponsor today, and it gives us the opportunity to give you guys some tips and tricks. So I want to talk immediately about going out with your twinnies. We poll the Mom Squad, and so the Mom Squad is myself, Julie, Laura, Rashina, Lauren, Kimmy, Carrie, and God only knows, do we have any more? And then of course we have you guys, right? So you're also part of the Mom Squad. And we often ask you guys to give us tips and tricks, because I could say, hey, you know what? This is what I did with my twinnies, but guess what, guys? Not everybody lives in New York City, and some people have cars. So it was so great and an invaluable situation where our Mom Squad could contribute and give us tips and tricks, especially when talking about going to the grocery store and so on and so forth. I definitely had kind of an isolated situation when my twins were little. I personally have been born and raised in Manhattan, and my twins are also born and raised in Manhattan. So we don't typically have the same things that people have in other parts of the world. So it's pretty cool. But I could give you tips and tricks for Manhattan if anybody's coming to visit and needs to take a subway. I could tell you what we did. But that's a whole other story. So the first tip that we want to give you is when you are going to, the Target Mecca, or you're going to, a superstore or someplace else. There are a few things that you could do to make that trip a little bit easier, whether they are newborns, whether they are toddlers, or even if they are school age, because certainly my 12-year-olds I could use 26,000 tips about. But one of the first things that we're going to tell you, which I think is an absolutely genius tip, is when you are choosing your parking spot. So this tip starts before you even kind of get into the store. When you are choosing your parking spot, consider parking by the carriage return. So where you're returning your shopping cart, if you park by there, you could A, get a cart right there and load the twinnies in, or B, if there are no carts there because you got there right when the store opened, that's what I typically did, then you could return the cart there and not have to deal with that, or just leave it randomly in the parking lot. So yes, Tristan is agreeing, Addie is right on board with us. Park by the carriage return. And bonus points, if you know the store has the particular buggies that you like that could accommodate to, they make quite a few. They make some that have cars in the front or cars in the back, or they make them that has actually seats in them. If you drive around the parking lot, there is a good chance that you're gonna find a stray cart that you are looking for. You may want to consider parking by the stray cart so that when you get out, you could put your twinnies right in it. So that is another one. Okay, so we got a lot of questions coming up, but that was one of our first tips, and I absolutely loved it. I always complain about, I actually park there now, and now I'm thinking that maybe I shouldn't be parking by the cart return, and I should be leaving that for new mamas, and I shouldn't be selfish. That's what I think. But I always park by the cart return, because then I actually like to park across from the cart return, and then I play this game where I take the cart and I roll it and I try to get it into the cart return. It's my weird carnival game. There's never any cars away. I'm not far enough where I'm gonna damage anybody's car or anything, but to me, it's definitely a little weird thing that I do often, and now my twins end up doing it too, which is quite funny that I have now passed this to them. So we got some questions coming in, And I'm going to just jump out and I'm going to answer one of these questions. And I do love how I could answer questions sight unseen. And I don't know if you guys know this, but there's this little book called What to Do When You're Having To. How many of you have read this? If you've read this book, say, I read it. I just want to know who out there is reading it. We're selling them like hotcakes because, I don't know, maybe because I'm giving them away all the time. But it is the best-selling book for expectant and new twin parents. I'd love to see the thumbs up. Oh my gosh, Madison, thank you. Anita, you need to read this. Even grandmas, you could do it. Okay, so this is something that I would like you guys to get. There's tons of tips and tricks in here about getting out and about scheduling, about feeding, etc., etc. And already, I want you to know. Let's give one away. So Julie, we're going to give a book away. I have to alert Jules. Let's do a book giveaway. If you do not have a copy of What to Do When You Are Having To, please just say right now, I want to win a book. You don't even have to say prize time. That's the kind of crazy mood that I am in. I mean, if you say prize time, you know I love it. But yeah, let's give away a copy of What to Do When You Are Having To. I love that you guys are saying that it's your Bible. It means a lot to me. But that's where a lot of these tips and tricks come out. I've done an awful lot of homework on educating myself on twin parenting issues, besides, of course, my own experience. So if you want to win a book, just say, I want to win a book. Julie's going to pick a random winner. She'll message you and tell you exactly what to do next. But I hope that you get a book. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm getting 1,000 questions. How wonderful is this? All right. So, Addie, are you ready, Addie? Because I'm going to answer your question. Addie says, what do you recommend when going to someone else's house for past bedtime? We're thinking about something super portable that we could put the girls to sleep while they're out and just move them to their car seats for a quick trip. Addie, FYI, have you heard of our sponsor, Baby Trend, today? Because they are giving us a nursery center to give away. Addie, this would be ideal for taking to somebody's house. And you don't have to take all of the parts with you. You could take just the pieces that you want to kind of keep it a bare minimum. Oh, wait, somebody won the book. I missed it. Tell me who won the book so I could say congratulations, Jewel. So yeah, Addie, this would be ideal because not only is it totally compact, but it comes in its own travel bag. So it has a travel bag so you could leave it in the trunk full time. You don't even have to take it out of the trunk, and then you just use it as necessary. But I wanted to give you just a few little things on that. Okay, I'll see that in a second. So the bassinet portions. Rashila, is that how we're saying that? Congratulations, everybody. Congratulate her on winning the book. We get very excited. Round of applause, round of applause. So the bassinet that we're giving away today starts from birth and goes up to 30 pounds. It weighs 45 pounds independently, but I'm sure that's actually with all of its pieces. And the bassinet pieces go from 4 months to go from birth to about 4 months or 15 pounds. Julie, correct me if I'm wrong on this. But Addie, this would be ideal for going to people's houses. I could remember that when my niece would come over when she was little, we would make like this bed for her in our bed and then surround her with pillows. That certainly was not an ideal situation. But having something that is super portable that you could keep in your trunk, and then, you don't always know when you're going to go to, most of the time we'll know when we're going out. But what happens if you bump into some friends and they're like, hey, come on over, we're going to have a barbecue, or let's do this. Just leave it in your trunk all the time, and that way you could pop it out whenever you get to somebody's house. Also, not everybody has room in their home for all the stuff that they have to store for their kitties, so consider that. I would definitely look into something like the nursery center. Ideally, it is perfect for traveling, for whether it's friend's house when you're staying late for a card game or going to grandma's house overnight. That is ideally the thing that you want to do. I also want to mention that with Pack and Plays, it has a mattress at the bottom. And the mattress isn't exactly what I would call plush or luxurious, but it's kind of a utility mattress that suits the need of that particular piece of equipment. You should never, ever, ever buy a supplemental mattress. Now, once back in the day, right, when I used to walk uphill both ways in the snow to school and ride dinosaurs to school, it was like super acceptable to use an additional mattress pad on top of the mattress pad that the company gives you. However, there is now legislation that is being passed in several states throughout the country that they're like, no way, Jose, should you be using anything that didn't come in the box with that particular piece of equipment. Same like it goes for car seats, right? You should never use any aftermarket products. If it didn't come in the box with that car seat, you shouldn't use it. So same thing for nursery centers. If it did not come in the box for that nursery center, you absolutely should not use it. Okay, so let's go to our next tip before we get to our next question. And what I want to tell you guys is something that you're going to want to do, whether they're newborns or even for yourself, but you should always have a bag in your trunk that is stocked with things that you're going to need in case you get home late, or maybe have a protein spill is a nice way that you could call it. I actually did the Walt Disney World college program, and in Disney World, they taught you, do I have any college program alumni? I'm always curious if there's other people that were as crazy as I was in college. But if like a little kid puked all over the place, you could never say, oh, there's throw up, or like say into, the little walkie-talkie that there's, puke outside of the Magic Kingdom. You would have to say, there's a protein spill. So if you should have a protein spill, you should have a bag packed in your trunk at all times with a change of clothing, some extra diapers, some extra wipes, a first aid kit. I cannot stress the importance of having a first aid kit in your car, not only for the Twinnies, but for yourself as well. I just took a wonderful spill in the street the other day. Not in the street. I was like, the kids were in camp, and I fell on gravel because I am as klutzy as my children, and I had blood all gushing down my legs. And I drove over to Walgreens, and I was using Starbucks napkins to clean up the blood that was dripping on the floor. And I think, how dumb am I? Because I am not practicing what I am preaching, and I did not have a first aid kit in that car. But for the record, it wasn't my car, it was my dad's car, because we always had a first aid kit in our car. But when I was in Walgreens, I ended up spending $15 on unnecessary first aid supplies that I already had in the house. But there was a first aid kit from Johnson & Johnson that was on sale for $15 as well. So now I bought that. It permanently lives in my trunk. It has everything from Tylenol to Neosporin packets, everything. So please, and yeah, I fall every single year when the kids go to this camp. I fall. Last year I went and told them that I fell, and they gave me the stuff to put on my legs. This year I was too embarrassed to say, remember how last year I slipped on the gravel like a moron? Yeah, I did it again this year. So this year I just took my napkins, blotted all the blood from my legs, and what did my son say? Okay, if you could tell me the response that my son gave me, and my team is not allowed to participate in this, but if you could tell me the correct response that my son gave me, we will be sending you, let's go with a Starbucks gift card, simply because those were the napkins that I used. So shoot over what you think my son said to me after I took a spill. And if you are right, we'll pick one person. If we get multiple people that have the right answer, we'll pick one person to win a Starbucks gift card, because I love me some Starbucks. I can't find one over here, but thank God I had all those napkins. All right, so not only do you keep your diapers and spare clothes, but close, Addie, close. You should also keep sippy cups if you need to, extra bottles if you need to, anything that you really would use in your house, maybe spoons, like baby spoons, if you're using that, but you could always use outside stuff. But anything that your kids are particular about, whether it's pacifiers or whatever, nobody's guessed the right answer right now. So far, I'm looking. But yeah, keep anything that you are going to need. It is very, very important to make sure that you have those items in case, look, like Addie said, right? Oh, Lara got it. Lara, were you the correct answer? No. Well, yes, we're going to go with that. My son said, I'll walk it off, Mom. Okay. So, Lara, I'm fine. Yes. No, he did not ask me if I was okay. He simply looked at me and said, walk it off. Because, of course, the previous week he had taken a tumble and spilled, and his knees and his elbows and his hands were bloody. But once I saw that there was no broken bones, I'm like, it's just skin. walk it off, buddy. You're gonna be fine. Please, please, please don't tell me that I am the only mom out there that tells your kids these things. By the way, it's 792 degrees with this light in front of me. Oh my God, I'm dying, but it's okay. I die for you guys. So yeah, so my son looked at my bloody legs and he was like, walk it off. So congratulations, you were gonna buy a cup of coffee because at Starbucks, 10 bucks is basically what you get for a cup of coffee. But if you like the cheap coffee like I do, you could also have a cake pop perhaps. So yeah. Hey Kayla, welcome for joining us late. Do not worry about it. Gina, thank you. Julie, could you put a link up to the specifically the Johnson & Johnson first aid kit from Amazon? The reason why I'm specifically saying that one is because it was the most inclusive at the lowest price. So it had things that were good for the kiddies and things that were good for me next time I take a tumble. Yes, Carrie, it really is 792 degrees. Do you think I lie to you guys? It's like hotter than the sun. What is the temperature of the sun? Please don't tell me you know the temperature of the sun because it's going to make me feel bad that I do not know the temperature. Brittany, thank you for being a parent like me. That is the way that I feel it. I feel like we should all just say walk it off. There's so many things that my kids are sick all the time. Serious sickness, clearly. I'm the best mother in the universe. I will self-proclaimed best mommy. But yeah, when it's something that's superficial and I know is going to heal despite the fact that it hurts, yeah, walk it off, buddy. That's what I say. Walk it off, kids. But yeah, what a shame. I don't even want to talk about it. I told my daughter to walk it off once, and then she maybe has had a little bone fracture, but she's the drama queen. But then after, like, you know, the third time of walking it off and she couldn't, I did take her to be fixed. I like how I also use our live feeds as a confessional. So thank you, Baby Trend, for allowing me an opportunity to have a confessional time with my fellow twin parents out there. Okay, now, let's get to the next question. All right, so Gina says, how do you all bottle feed twins alone when you're out? At home, I have feeding chairs and we're good, but when we're out, yeah. Okay, are you ready? So when you're out, Gina, if you have your car seats, use your car seats as the feeding chairs. You do not have to have the specific feeding chairs. Another thing that we did, I think once they were around 1 year old, should I grab Fred and Ginger to demonstrate this? Yes, I'm grabbing Fred and Ginger because they're right there. Oh, look at my beautiful tied on the floor and stuff. Okay, so I got the great bag of Fred and Ginger. They now live in this bag in my room because that's not creepy at all. So let me grab them out, and here's what you do, okay? Can you see this? What I would do is I would sit on the floor, okay? I would sit on the floor. Can I go back? And I would put them against my body but between my legs, and then I would hold the bottles like this. Does that make sense? I know that that sounds crazy, but it's one of those things where there's a will, there's a way. So I would hold them so that everybody was secure and safe and everything was good, but I would put them against my body and then I would feed them two at once. I would love, Gina, if it was a possibility for you to ask somebody to feed the babies. Now, once they get bigger, to have feeding chairs and high chairs and stuff, you could feed them in the stroller. If you're out and about, prop your stroller up to the most right angle possible. And then all you could do is you just get your food out and feed them. We fed al fresco dining is how we called it many times because on a beautiful day, you don't necessarily want to go home. So if you don't feel like going home or if you're out and you have to feed them, if they're bottle feeding, prop them against your body or feed them one at a time, put them back in their stroller, get the other one out. You could use the stroller, make sure it's at a good angle for them to eat similar to the feeding chairs that you're using now, or of course use your car seats. So Gina, I hope that that was specific enough. If you mean like while we're in the car or while we're on the go, that's a different question because then I really don't recommend that you necessarily feed as, tandemly we're all on the go. You should probably pay attention. But if they are in their car seats and the car seats are rear facing and you're sitting between the two car seats, that's actually a pretty stable position to bottle feed the two babies. If anybody else has any other suggestions for Gina, then definitely shoot them on over, right? Like I said, it's not just my word, it's all of your words too. Guys, how hot is it in here right now, please? I feel that there's a certain time. What time is it? What time is it, guys? If you know what time it is, and you guys know that I do not mean what literal time it is, but what time is it right now? Shout out what time it is for all my loyal Twiniversity mamas and papas. Let me know what time it is. Yes! This is when I'm talking about I feel like it's prize time. Somebody was criticizing my singing the other day, right? So there was one of the messages we got was, why is she singing? I know why she's singing, because she can. I am not a good singer. I hate karaoke. I'll watch everybody else sing. I will never take a microphone. But sometimes I like to randomly break out in song. You know why? Because why not? Songs are happiness, and I know it makes Julie laugh. Julie, are you laughing? Okay, prize time. It is now officially prize time. Our next prize that we are going to be giving away is our seat, a seat in our next online Twiniversity class. If you have not yet taken a Twiniversity class, and if you are expecting, or if you have new little monkeys in the house, this is a perfect opportunity to learn more. So, as a guest of mine and Julie's and the rest of the Mom Squad, we would like to invite one lucky family to join us for an online class. How do you win such online class? Why, I'll tell you. All you have to do is say, I want to win a class. It is just literally that simple. I want to win a class. I want to come to class. I have no class. Whatever you say, just say the word class, because that's what's going to trigger Julie to find your little thing, and that's it. So look, yes. See, Jewel loves when I sing, but Julie's actually a fantastic singer, like a real singer. Not like a singer like me, like I'm going to be in a choir. That's not I. So if you would like to win a class, there we go. Everybody is joining in. Mandy wants a class, and everybody wants a class. Yes, so if you want to join us for class, please just shoot over to us that you want to join us. I would love if you did. So Julie could send you the information on the classes, and if you do not win today, we will pick one lucky winner, but we're going to do something special for you guys. So if you say you want to win a class today, look for a message for us a little bit later. But let's give away one class now. Jules Verne, pick a winner. That's how it goes. All right, so back to our tips. Okay, we got Gina's question. Now we're going to go back to tips. And by the way, Twiniversity class is exactly like this, where I break out in song and I change my accents whenever I feel like it. I don't know why. If you are annoyed by this, feel free to stop watching us. I don't know. I can't seem to control it. It is my own little thing. All right, so I have all my notes on my papers here. So now the next thing that I want to say, besides having the goodies in your trunk, you should also, if you've taken a Twiniversity class, you already know this, but you should also have a change of clothes for yourself. Let's say you're at the park and you're swinging them, and all of a sudden, protein spill. There's a protein spill on aisle 7. If there's a protein spill on aisle 7, I am literally covered in protein. So make sure you keep a change of clothing for yourself, if nothing more than just a shirt. If you have like super refluxy babies, this is not nuts and you get it. You may even want to keep a different bra in your trunk. How many of you, show of hands, have had baby puke on you that may have penetrated a shirt and gone directly to your bra? Guys, show of hands, literally thumbs up. Please don't make me feel like I'm the only one. Thank you. I saw a thumbs up. Yeah, I've had many protein spills that have penetrated my shirt, gone into my bra, pulled in my cleavage. Oh, it is a glamorous life being a parent of twins. And if you guys don't know, we are more likely to have babies that have reflux because they're born a little bit on the early side. And if they're born a little bit on the early side, the little flap on the top of their stomach hasn't fully matured. So it's not as rigid as it is with a typically term child. So it's kind of like a screen door in a hurricane is the way that I say it. So the food goes down, the food comes up. When it comes up, Comes all over mama as if it's my little protein shower. Thank you, babies. But keep that extra bra, and maybe if you remember to change it often, it's not something that you should keep in there full time, but you may want to keep some wet washcloths in a Ziploc bag. You don't want to keep it too long because they could get moldy and disgusting. But if you keep them handy so that you always know to rotate the washcloth. Wipes are great, but you know that not every job was made for a wipe. Sometimes you need a good old school washcloth to scrub-a-dub-dub and get that job done. It's going to be on a bumper sticker. Scrub-a-dub-dub, get that job done. You guys like it? I like it. Why not? All right, so the next question we're going to go to is Rosa says, I have yet dared to leave my house with my 4-month-old boys by myself. First of all, everybody say congratulations to Rosa. Rosa, congratulations on your twinnies and making it 4 months. Okay, so her question is, my question is, how do I even handle twins alone out and about? Is a Twin Guru carrier for twins good to have? Let me add that they really don't love their car seats either. Okay, so yes, a Twin Guru is something you could consider, absolutely. The Twin Guru is also cool because you could use it as a single carrier or use it as a double carrier. The next thing that I would do, though, depending on the time of year, I actually think, like, Rosa, what stroller are you using? Because you have their car seats. Look into getting the double, Baby Trend double snap and go, because that would be fantastic to put their car seats into, and then that becomes your stroller. But if they don't love their car seats. Okay, they don't love their stroller. They got to get used to their stroller because it's going to be really, really tough, especially on hot days, to wear them on a carrier. It's a lot. Like right now, if I was wearing 2 babies in a carrier, I would have lost 35 pounds by now, just from the sweat. That would happen. So on hot days, you just want to be cautious to make sure that you have plenty of ventilation with the twinnies and that you're not overheating, the babies. But what stroller are you using, Rosa? That is my question of the day, and why aren't they used to it? If they are not used to their stroller, maybe that's our first step. Maybe our first step is getting them used to the stroller. So bring the stroller into your home, lay them in the stroller, get them used to being in the stroller. You don't even have to wheel it outside. And when you feel comfortable that they are ready to make it outside, then you take it outside. I remember the first time that I took my twins out by myself. I took them together, and truthfully, Rosa, it was about 4 months, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, about 4 months. It was around April. And we both went out, all of us solo. And when I took them into the sun at the same exact time, this was the first time like I had both of them like in kind of a stroller, and they both started sneezing. Does any of you have sun sneezers? So both of my twins are sun sneezers, as they call it, as is my husband. And so when I wheel them into the sun, these tiny 4-month-old little twinnies, they both sneeze tandemly, and they still do this all the time. And when I go out with my husband and my twins, if that direct sunlight hits them, they all sneeze, and it's hilarious. So that's how I definitely know that they were his babies. That was like my sure thing. Not that I was ever worried about it, but with IVF, I'm always like, I wonder. But those are definitely his little monkeys with the sun sneezers. Are you guys sun sneezers? If you're a sun sneezer, let me know so that I know that I'm not totally nuts. Okay, so we talked about the washcloths. Next thing I want to talk about is traveling in a hotel for just a brief second, because I know that we're already like deep into this live feed and I want to give away more prizes, but I want to talk about when you are traveling to go to either grandma's house or a hotel and you're going to be spending the night, there's a few things that you may want to bring. Number one, if the babies are accustomed to sleeping with white noise, you want to make sure that you bring a white noise machine with you. Now, the good thing is if with the nursery center for Baby Trend that we're going to be giving away later on in this feed comes with a nightlight, music, and vibration. So it already has that set up. But if you don't have, their nursery center and you have the babies used to a certain song or a certain sound, make sure that you take it with you. And if it's typical white noise, I may or may not have a lot of times forgotten to take everything with me, but there's always a radio in hotel rooms, right? If you put the radio on AM static, that's white noise. Ta-da! So amazing. So that's one thing. Julie, whenever she traveled, she would always bring a dark sheet and clothespins with her, because not necessarily in a hotel, because they usually do have blackout shades, But often when you go to grandma's house, they may not have, you know, she may have like beautiful shears like I do and not necessarily blackout curtains. So if you bring a darker shade with you, what you could do is you could clasp it onto whatever shade is already there, creating, you know, the same kind of visual situation as they have been accustomed to at home. Okay, so you could bring that. So you got the sound machine. If your kids have a skin sensitivity and perhaps, you know, can't sleep on every sheet, you may want to consider bringing sheets from home, pillowcases from home, because typically in like a hotel situation, they do wash them in harsher chemicals because they're, you know, making them sanitary for you. But if you have a kiddo that has a skin sensitivity, you definitely want to make sure that you bring your little items from home. Okay, let's go to our next question. Okay, our next question comes from Bonnie, and Bonnie says, still trying to be brave and go out solo. How the heck do you go to the bathroom with twins and a toddler in public? This mama has a bad bladder. Bonnie, first of all, you could wear some beautiful poise pads, but if you don't want to do that, what you could do is for the toddler and the twins, this happens so often because look, we're out and about, right? So hopefully you know that there are places that have handicapped stalls. A handicapped stall should accommodate a double stroller, even a side-by-side one, because there are not any double strollers that without bags on the side and stuff like that. But those handicapped bathrooms could accommodate a wheelchair. And a wheelchair should be the same depth as your stroller. So that's number one. So you could wheel everybody in, right? But let's just say they don't have one. What I may have been known to do is wheel the stroller up to where as far as close as I could get them, leave the door wide on open, and just take care of business. Please don't judge me. And then as they got older, and if we didn't all fit in the stall, there's two things that you could do. Either A, pee with the door open, because I'm certainly not above that. Safety is first. And by the way, there was 17 people in my delivery room, so my hoo-ha may have been witnessed by a lot of people that day. They could take a little pee, for God's sake. So yeah, so just deal with it and just lose your modesty, but safety first. And then the other thing is that I would always make them keep their feet where I could see them. So if I was in a bathroom and let's say it was, you know, not as high traffic-y and I wanted them to learn a little bit, make sure that you could see their feet underneath the stall. And the other thing that I would do is I would always make them sing. So if we went into a bathroom, if we went into different stalls, so let's say they were maybe like 6 or 7, we're not going to go into one stall and pee as a family, but I would make the kids sing. And so if I heard them singing, I know that I was fine. So I didn't sing. Clearly, you know, I love to. But what I would do is I would make the kids sing a song, and then I knew that they were in the stall next to me and they had to see my feet and I had to hear them sing. And if I didn't hear them sing, I would manically shout, "I can't hear you singing!" And then they would start singing. And a lot of the other moms in the bathroom with me would often chuckle because they had similar things that they did with their own kids. But not many people apply the song technology that I have to my 20s. But yeah, you definitely want to come up with stuff like that. I hope that those were good 20s. Now, Carmen's asking how old everybody's 20s are. I would love to know how old your 20s are. So right now, tell us how old your 20s are. I would love to know, and hopefully you could find a partner for a prize that we are going to give away later on in this live feed. So that is how I dealt with going to the bathroom outside. Clearly, Bonnie, I have known that people, you know, have asked somebody nicely, could you just watch my kids for a second? I personally have never felt comfortable with that, but that's probably because I live in New York City and it's a little, you know, transient, and I have no neighbors really. So, but when you're out here, like where I am spending the summer, I could easily see doing that and knowing people at a local store or whatever. But when you're potty training, I remember that often we would have to run into some place to get them to a bathroom, despite the fact that they went right before we left the house, which brings me to my next tip, is to always have 2 portable potties in your car. You may even want to consider having one in the bottom of your stroller. So if you had to park far away from where the park is and there was an emergency, if you don't think that you can make it back to the car, take your little portable potty and put it in the bottom of your stroller. There's a great potty called My Travel Potty, right? Jewel, could you send them the link to My Travel Potty? This is a tip that Julie actually gave us and applied very often to her little boys. Yeah, I love that my team is all chiming in on their peeing stories. If you have a great peeing story in public, please share it now. This is definitely the time. If there was ever a circle of trust, this is where it is. So having travel potties are great. Have I ever seen a mom on a travel potty? I'm trying to actually think that perhaps I must have in my travels. In a jam, man. Yo, that's all I gotta say. I got that My Travel Potty. My coolie may be big, but you do what you got to do, because really the paramount thing is the kid's safety. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you have your little potties with you. All right, so we are going to go to our next tips and tricks, and there are a few other things that I want to make sure that you always carry with you. We talk about it in Twiniversity classes, and now I'm giving you kind of the background to a few tips that we give in a Twiniversity class. And one is that there's a few things you should always carry with you. Besides the extra goodies, you should always have cash on you. Even if you're not a cash family, have a little bit of cash with you, 20 or 40 or 50 just stuck deep in your bag. And if there was an emergency or if you forgot your wallet, at least you have a little bit of cash on you. Certainly it's not going to be, enough for, a new car or a hotel room, but just have a little bit of cash on you. And the next thing that I always want you to carry is that if your kids have health insurance cards, make a photocopy of them and carry a copy of their health insurance card in their diaper bag at all times. So let's say they're at grandma's and you went out and had a nice evening out with your partner. If they were at grandma's house and something happened, God forbid that they had to go to the hospital, grandma's always going to have a copy of their medical ID card. So please make sure that you photocopy that. You put some cash. So I always kept that in my little first aid kit. So there was some cash, a little bit of first aid supplies, and then I had the ID cards, and that is what I had. Out of my first aid stuff, one of my favorite items when they were tiny was a liquid Band-Aid. Have you guys ever used liquid Band-Aid? I would love to know if you did, but I remember when they were babies, if I put a Band-Aid on them, they would peel it and eat it. Disgusting, disgusting children. I don't know why they were doing that. I think that it's pretty typical though, sadly. So what you could do is, if you have this liquid Band-Aid, you could forego the Band-Aids and you could just use this liquid Band-Aid and call it a day. All right, so we are going to go to our next question. All right, Kathy, are you ready, Kathy? Because I'm ready for you. So Kathy says, how do you manage getting twins that are mobile into a car without losing one during the buckling process? All right, Kathy. Oh my God, I'm throwing my notes in a reckless manner. So Kathy, what you could do is you could have toys attached to the back seats, and you could say, like, they have a lot of backseat activity things. You could tell them to get in the car and start working on that activity while you get one buckled in. Or you could give them an incentive and say, whoever sits in their seat the fastest and the most perfect is going to get something out of this bag. And this bag could be toys that you brought from home. Perhaps every once in a while a new toy is brought in. Julie also had the great idea of wrapping a toy. So you could wrap something, you go to the dollar store. Sometimes you could get, like, a 6-pack of cars for $1 at Dollar Tree or something. Wrap them up because they don't know what's in it and everybody wants the reward. But do that positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement really, really does work. There's definitely a time and a place for negative reinforcement, but you first start off with being positive. You make it a game. We're going to play a new game as of today, guys. Who's going to play? Who wants to play? I don't know if you could do this. Let's see who could do this. And you prep this before you get to the car. And when you get to the car, you play this game consistently. Okay. Another great thing to do is if you buy a sticker book. You could buy a sticker book, once again, at Dollar Tree. I love me some Dollar Tree. You could buy a sticker book that has like 400 stickers, literally 400 stickers for $1. And you could have this, you could have a panel. Julie, I know I should have told you about all of this before so you could send in links. But they have, you know, activity centers that go on the back of the car seat that's in front of you. So like the back of the passenger seat and the back of the driver's seat, they have like little activity centers, but sometimes they even have like storage containers. And the storage containers are usually outlined in vinyl because it's little pockets, almost like a shoe tree, right? Does anybody know what I'm talking about, those old shoe trees? So giving them a reward by saying, whoever gets in the car fastest is gonna get a sticker. And when they get the sticker, they can only put it on this car section. And then maybe you could do like, you know, whoever has the most stickers at the end of the week is going to get a prize or something like that. So those are great ways to motivate them to get in, to be good, to be patient. Good. Julie's putting that. Hold on, I hear yelling. My kids are probably home from camp. Yes, that's what it is. It's just my children. No need to worry. Thank goodness. Okay. So that is what I'm going to say. All right, guys, we are actually, I just realized what time it was. Holy smoke. We are nearing our time. I have so many more tips to give you, and I apologize that we did not get to all of them. I'm going to give you some more, but I want to give you an opportunity to win this nursery center right now. So if you would like to win the Baby Trend Outstanding Twin Nursery Center, all you have to say is, we love Baby Trend. Feel free to link Baby Trend in on that. That's just the way that we are going to pick the winners. That's just, I really do love them. I personally had a Baby Trend double snap and go. I also had a Baby Trend single snap and go because I had one twin that was a little bit more medically fragile, let's just say. And often I would have doctor's visits just for that little puppy. So having the single snap and go was fantastic. So yeah, just say, we love Baby Trend. Feel free to link them in there. Julie is going to pick one winner, one lucky winner, one very, very lucky winner that's going to win that nursery center. So Jewel, tell me when you know what there is. I love you guys, by the way, for participating in this. And we're so really fortunate to have wonderful partners who always work with us and give us the opportunity to really provide some great education to you guys. And I hope, as long as you said we love our Baby Trend, right? So just put that in there, so enter to win. But I want to know what you guys thought about today's live feed. I would love some feedback. How did you find the tips? What was your favorite tip? What was your favorite trick? What was the thing that you're going to take away from today's live feed besides me falling on the floor and singing? Right? So what was the twin tip that's going to stand out in your mind the most? I would absolutely love to know, because I know I throw a lot of things at you guys, and I always do. But I really do, because, you know, not every tip is made for every family, and not every trick is going to work for every family. So what was the one that you think worked best for you? So let me know that. Julie's going to go ahead and pick a winner. And just like I told you in the beginning of this live feed, I wanted you to find a buddy, right? Did you find a buddy? Are your buddies friends? If you guys are friends, I would like to give you guys both an opportunity to win a prize for me. So if you have found a buddy, I would like to send you guys both a little Amazon gift card, just as a thank you from me to you for participating in our live feeds, for being a part of Twiniversity. It's just what we do. The reason why we choose Amazon is not because we're partial, even though I'm actually stacking my computer on 2 Amazon boxes right now, but it's universal. You could buy, of course, anything from your diapers to your wipes and so on and so forth. Naomi, congratulations on winning the Twin Nursery Center. Everybody congratulate Naomi, because she won, and I'm so excited. And now, of course, we have our final prize of the day now that that is out, and I would love if you guys could just find your buddy, just say, hey, Nat, what do I want you to say? Just say, here's my twin buddy, and then link their name. And if you can't link their name because you're not already friends, just put it in there, and then we could go back and we could find them. But I would love for you guys, for you to just say, you know, here's my buddy, put their name, and then we're going to send you guys both a little Amazon gift card as a little thank you to us, and for really developing this community spirit. And we cannot do this without each other. Of course, Twiniversity can't do this without you, right? Because if nobody watched this, I would probably be on all by myself, because I was for a while before we kind of got popular. But for me, it is very important, because I did not get here by myself as a twin mom, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. I have not done that at any of it by myself. And I don't want you guys doing anything by yourself too. I can remember many, many times when the Twinnies weren't sleeping, or when Red was a little too sick and I didn't know how to handle it, or even now when the kids get sick or something happens. I have my mom squad to depend on, not only professionally, but personally too. I just thanked Julie this week for letting me vent a lot. It's been, you know, it's been a struggle. It's been a challenge, but I got here all thanks to you guys, and not just you guys, the viewers, like I said, but fellow twin parents who have always been there to support me no matter what. So please, yes, I would love for you, match your buddy. Julie is going to pick a winner for you guys, for the 2 buddies. And that's it, guys. We are done for the day. I am going to head out to the movies, seeing Planet of the Apes with the Twinnies. So if you want to find out how I liked it, make sure you stay on top of my little Instagram page. I am Nat's Real World over on Instagram. And if you want to be friends with me, I'm just facebook.com/tiredtwinmom. But you could always find me here at Twiniversity. But I do kind of try to keep church and state a little separate. So I'm not necessarily going to post about Planet of the Apes on the Twiniversity page. So Jewel, you're going to give them each, you're going to pick one person, and that one person and their buddy are both going to get a $10 Amazon gift card. So Julie is going to look out for you guys because she didn't know what was happening because I did not give her notice before then. But follow me over at Nat's Real World. Don't forget to follow us over at Twiniversity on Instagram as well, and Pinterest and Twitter. And I even think we have Snapchat now. So find us over there. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Thanks again to our friends at Baby Trend, and make sure you visit their page and definitely check out their unbelievable nursery center. See you later, alligators.